Welcome, this is Birendra Kumar Jha and you are watching Khabar Tahtak. Dear religious viewer of Khabar Tahtak, today under the religion section of Khabar Tahtak, the story that I bring to you is related with Lord Sri Krishna, Arjun, Bhim and the mighty king Jarasandha. Devotee, I don't know how many of you are aware of the fact that Jarasandha was the father-in-law of Kans. But most of you know that Jarasan had attacked on Mathura many times, and that time Lord Sri Krishna had to flee from the battlefield, and this made his nickname Ranchhod. Lord Sri Krishna was much mightier than Jarasan because he was incarnation of goddess Jagdamba as per Srimad Devi Bhagavad Puran. He was almighty, yet he fled from the battlefield not only once but 17 times, and not alone, but along with his mighty brother Balram and mighty army of Shoni. Now there arises a question as to why, being almighty, Lord Krishna fled. Was it a fear or there was some secret behind this? In order to get this information in detail, please do remain with this video by this end. In Srimad Devi Bhagavad Puran, it has been described well that when Lord Sri Krishna killed Kamsa, who was the son-in-law of Jarasandha, enraged him. Jarasandha attacked on Mathura with a great army, and before Lord Sri Krishna fled from the battlefield, he killed many of the mighty and tyrant king who were supporting Jarasandha in the battlefield, and lastly fled away. Then Jarasandha returned back with his army. After a while, he again thought to attack on Mathura to take revenge of killing of his son-in-law Kans. He stored a great army, arranged a great army because he was in the position of arranging that much army. However, they were the tyrant king because he was the topmost ruler that time, and most of the king, including this tyrant king, were bound to pay him tax. So whenever Jarasandha asked him to support in the battlefield, they came, and in the battlefield, Lord Sri Krishna, along with Balram and his Akshahoni army, killed many of these tyrant king and then fled. And Lord Sri Krishna repeatedly do while Jarasandha was attacking on Mathura, unless and until the number of these tyrant king in the army of Jarasandha came to a few. Then Lord Sri Krishna transferred his capital from Mathura to Dwarika. This was at a large distance from Mathura, and Jarasandha were not attacking on Dwarika Puri. However, he had planned to do so at last, and he was to do a particular sacrifice in which he wanted to kill on the altar of his worship to praise God, to get moksha. So he was doing that, but Lord Sri Krishna didn't kill Jarasandha any time, because Lord Krishna had told while preaching to Arjun that यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थान अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहं परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. That means, O Bharat, I will incarnate when there will be decrease in righteousness and increase in wrongdoers. Save the righteousness and destroy the wrongdoers in order to save the religion. Let me clear here that there is only one religion in the world, and that has nothing to do with Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, or and Isai. There is only one religion in the world. I have made a detailed video in this regard. Now come to the original scene, that Lord Sri Krishna left Jarasandha. Even though he could do so, he could kill Jarasandha along with his entire army, but he never did this because one, Jarasandha was not wrongdoers, he was a righteous. So Lord Krishna did not kill him himself, but as he was supporting the evildoers and tyrant king, so Lord Sri Krishna also killed Jarasandha with support of him. And the story starts that when Yudhishthira was thinking of organizing a Rajasuya sacrifice, almost all his supporters supported him, telling that he is all sufficient to do Rajasuya sacrifice, Rajasuya yajna, and this is the right time. But this was only Lord Sri Krishna who forbid him to do so right now, and tell Yudhishthira that you are not the right person to do Rajasuya yajna, that is Rajasuya sacrifice this time, unless and until Jarasandha is killed. Because whenever you attack on Jarasandha's kingdom Magad, he will destroy his army, and this will make pleasure to the ruler of Hastinapur, your brother but enemy. So then Yudhishthira said Lord Sri Krishna to take his army. Then Lord Sri Krishna said, Jarasandha cannot be won over by your army. Had it been be done with the help of army, I myself as a mighty Akshoni Sena, Akshoni army, I need not your army. You just give me Arjun and Bhim along with me. Then Lord Sri Krishna took Bhim and Arjun along with him and arrived at Magad, but he did not enter into Magad from front side, as there was fear of him to be distinguished and his plan could have been fallen. So Lord Sri Krishna, Bhim and Arjun went to the top of a mountain behind the palace of Jarasan and instantly jumped into the guest house of Jarasan, where he often come to worship his guests. That day he also arrived at his guest house and wanted to worship Lord Sri Krishna, Bhim and Arjun disguised in Brahmin form. But Lord Sri Krishna forbid him doing so, telling that they are in particular vow that they will not accept worship of anyone, not speak anything, and his vowing is completed by the midnight today. Then Jarasan returned, telling that he would come to worship them in midnight, and he in fact came that midnight, but this time the scenario was changed as Lord Sri Krishna had been determined to kill Jarasan anyway. So they have came to original Kshatriya form, and as soon as Jarasan arrived there, Lord Sri Krishna challenged Jarasan to fight one of them. In spite of that, Jarasan wanted to worship, but Lord Krishna said that you are my enemy. And when Jarasan requested him to describe how he is his enemy, Lord Sri Krishna that he had attacked on Mathura and he had to flee all the time, and you were continuously doing this, so you are my enemy. Hearing this, the angriness of Jarasan caught fire, and this was what Lord Sri Krishna wanted. He told Jarasan to choose one among these to fight, and this will be dual fight only, not fight with army of the two country, because Lord Sri Krishna knew that in that situation the position of Jarasan will be heavy. So he told and he instigated Bhim to make his posture that in arrogance Jarasan chooses him to fight, and this happened. Then Lord Sri Krishna told Bhim that you need not be afraid of Jarasan, as once he is old enough and you are young, and another that this is a boon. Once while my elder brother Balram had been fighting with Jarasan and he had overpowered Jarasan, then there was a spiritual words appeared that time telling that only Bhim can kill him, none else, and then Balram has left him, and now the situation has come. Then the great fight started. However, Jarasan was old, yet he perplexed Bhim. Seeing this, Lord Sri Krishna gave a sign, tearing a narkat, a form of plant, into two parts. Seeing this, Bhim did so, and he made Jarasan in two parts from his leg and threw away, but there was strength. Jarasan regained his body and started fighting. This made him more perplexed. And then Lord Sri Krishna gave another sign with the same narkat plant, but this time he threw the half part in other direction and the other part in other direction, and understanding this, Bhim did so, and he make Jarasan in two parts from picking his leg and throw in different direction, and thus Jarasan was killed. And the vow of Jagdamba, on the request of the Supreme God Mahadev, that she should incarnate in male form and he will incarnate in female form, and Lord Vishnu will also incarnate as elder brother of you, Balaram. He killed all the demons which they were already killed previously, who had been reborn in Dwapar era as the mighty and talent king. Thank you for remaining by the end of this video.